What are we supposed to do with our shame? Well, part of what I would say what happens to most of us is that we try to run from shame. We try to turn our backs from it. We're always trying to build up other evidence of I might binge with my porn life, but then I'm going to kind of purge it all out through looking like a really good spiritual father or mother. All that does is really help us to keep running from it. And so what I'm trying to argue in Unwanted is just how do we begin to turn and face our shame, to get super specific about these are the sexual fantasies that I keep pursuing, and to be curious. I use this phrase, listen to your lust, of being able to, instead of just trying to escape shame, I want us to look right at it and to say, what are the problems? What are the fantasies that are most prevalent in my life? And how can those fantasies and sexual behaviors actually teach us a lot about what needs to heal within us?
That is so true, how we try and run away from it and cover it up and pretend that it doesn't exist. The interesting thing is, once we get vulnerable and we start talking about it, we realize that everyone else struggles with shame as well. It's a human experience rather than a personal experience that I just have for myself. Like the shark in the ocean, when we're swimming away from the shark, we become the bait, but turning around and swimming toward the shark. Did you mention that in Unwanted? Was that a story?
I did, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great story. From his name is Andy Casagrande, and he is the videographer for the show Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. And so he was interviewed a couple years ago, and he just said, they asked him, Andy, what do you do when you're in the waters with a great white shark? Again, no cage. And he said it's really counterintuitive, but you swim right at the shark with the camera. And so what ends up happening is the shark swims, hits its nose against the camera lens, realizes that it's not food. And then again, if you are a great white shark, you're used to everything in the ocean, maybe except for an orca whale, swimming away from you. So when something's swimming towards you and you don't know what it is, you're going to have a fear response. And so what Andy says is that it will trigger a defense mechanism in the shark, and the shark will swim away. And that's when he makes his escape. And he goes on to say, if you do not act like prey, they will not treat you like prey. And I think that has so much to do to teach us about the nature of shame in our lives, that all of us have great white memories and great white shame of our pornography history, infidelity, buying sex, but far more, we have a lot of stories from our own past sexual abuse. We have a lot of stories from just the hell of middle school and what that abuse or bullying brought into our lives. And so that's really what we want to do is, you're exactly right, Michael. Like alone, we think that we are really unique in our struggle. And yet in turning to face our shame and telling others about it, we really begin to grapple with the reality that themes like abuse, heartache, misery, broken family systems are far more common in our world than we would ever like to assume.